Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again on a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night, Tuesday evening, whatever you may want to call it. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. I am your boy, Stevie Ray, letting the guys on Facebook hang with us for a little bit. What's going on, guys, out there? Hey, my man Jimmy Tibbs hasn't been on for a minute. Jimmy might be coming in tonight. Talk about a few things. What's up, Matthew? What's going on with you? I'm doing all right, King. Hopefully my man, they call him Mr. Tibbs, might join us tonight. But we shall see. And we'll go from there. My phone line is not working. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. I don't know why. I don't know why. But the call in is not working. And I don't know why. I haven't had a chance to check it out, for one thing. I keep saying I am. It might have something to do with the router because the phone line goes through the router as well. But, it is what it is, man. And, hey, sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Why? I don't know, man. But, hey, it is what it is. And we'll deal with it, bro. We'll deal with it. Well, Kron, what's going on? Matthew, what's going on? DT, what's going on, brother? But hey, we're back again. And I'm going to tell you something, man. The other show, you guys need to check out the Black and White show that I do with Vince Russo, man. And power off. So you guys need to check that out, man. We had Jonathan Coachman on last week with Vince and myself. Hold on a second. Somebody trying to come in. Let me see. I don't know. Who was that? Something's going on with my deal. Yeah, but anyway, sorry about that. Matthew, what you talking about out there? The Cowboys are now playing for a high school football. Brother, you know what? I was at the gym today, and one of the biggest Cowboy fans that guy that works out in the gym with me, his name is Chuck. He's like the biggest Cowboy fan, Matthew. I couldn't even get on him today, Matthew. I couldn't even get down on him. Because I've seen, professional football teams, professional basketball teams, nowadays, you can have a slow start. We've seen some of the teams come out the gate fast, like the New Orleans Saints. We've seen some of the teams come out the gate kind of slow, like the Atlanta Falcons. But you've seen those teams that come out slow, boom, they're starting to get it together. Dallas came out against the Cleveland Browns, made them look like mincemeat. Now, all of a sudden, I don't know what to say about the Dallas Cowboys, man. Let me ask you something, Kron. Let me ask you something, Matthew. You guys stay on top of things, man. What I was saying today, I'm going to see if you guys agree with me or not. What I was saying today, and I was talking to my friend Chuck in the gym, I was like, I honestly think the Dallas Cowboys' talent are starting to believe, and this has been going on for a few years now, are starting to believe their own press. That's one thing. And I think the coaching is very inept. I think the coaching going out and getting the old retreads, I just don't think these older guys really relate to these young men of today. And then you have a guy that's traditionally inverted as his thinking goes, is Jerry Jones. I just think that's a one-way ticket to Palookaville. What do you guys think? I could be wrong. This is just me from the outside looking in. What do you guys think? Marco, you can jump in on this. What do you guys think? Because for one team like the Lions, who's a very good team, that you can't even compete with them. Like my mind saying 5A football. What's up, Real Cool? Matthew says, 100% agree with Mr. Stevie Ray. I think there's a disconnect between Jerry's generation and the current generation player. And I'm not just talking about, I agree with 100%. You go get a retread, you got two fired head coaches, one on the offense, one on the defense. Fired guys that had success in the past. One with a traditionally great quarterback, the other defensively, until he got his head coaching job in Minnesota. And you can look at those years, man. Once he became head coach, Minnesota didn't have the greatest defense in the world. But look at their defense now when they got a young Brian Flores. They got one of the top defenses and offenses. So I'm just saying, man, that's Minnesota. But I'm just saying, when it comes to Dallas, what's going on, bro? I mean, it's one thing to lose a game. It's another thing when you don't even compete. I mean, it's just like these guys are so much better than you. They got the offensive lineman out here playing offense, running routes. Don't try to embarrass me, man. If you beat me up, you beat me up. But don't try to embarrass me, man. Come on. Matthew said Brian Flores has that Viking defense flying up. Bruh. The Minnesota Vikings, they're still undefeated, but I think, everybody's going to get beaten. Nobody's going to stay undefeated. But they're going to be competing in every game, bro. They're going to be competing in every game. DT says Barry Switzer winning the Super Bowl with the team Jimmy Johnson built was the worst thing that ever happened to Jerry Jones. You know something, DT? I never thought about it. Like, you might be right. You know what, DT? I never thought about it like that. Wow. We've seen people take over other people's teams and have success with it. But the success rode for a while. It didn't go up and then all of a sudden just crash. Like a sugar rush. Matthew says he thinks the Vikings and the Lions will be playing in the NFC Championship. What about the 49ers, Matthew? You know what, Matthew? The Lions were one play away from beating the 49ers last. You know something, Matthew? I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to agree with you, but I'm not going to disagree with you. But if it happened, I would not be surprised. I think you're on to something right there, Matthew. I think you're on to something. But hey, guys. There go Dale. Dale, you working tonight? Because, brother, we talking football, and the Tennessee Titans, man, y'all know, we all know Dale. Dale, for the last couple of years, him and his boy Chris Newell, last few years, they've been clamoring for the same thing. We need a new offensive coordinator. We need a new GM. We need a new head coach. We need a new damn near everything. Now they got a quarterback, head coach, GM. Only thing they ain't got is a new owner. Everything Dale been clamoring for. The refs are cheating. Dale sound like Dale. I'm just gonna say it, brother. You kind of sound like Donald Trump saying they're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Dale, that's what you've been sounding like. Real Cool, I bet you're right. Dale, Real Cool just said, you miss Ryan Tannehill, don't you? You know what? I think Real Cool, the worst thing they did was they let a good head coach go instead of trying to build a team for him. Caught up in the bread pudding. Yep. King Henry also, Marco. King Henry said, somebody get me out this mug, man. And you got Stephen A. and them talking about he could have went to Dallas. Why didn't Jerry Jones bring him to Dallas? Because King Henry probably said, I play for Dallas, you give me 15 a year. I ain't going to one inverted thinking team to another one. I'm with you, Matthew. They shouldn't have fired Mike Vrabel, brother. They shouldn't have did it. But, Jimmy just said, plug the book. We was going to bring him on, Jimmy, but he had other commitments. But anyway, guys, let's get him out of here. There he is. What's going on, brother?
Man, I got to get a copy of Sunny Delight, man. Has anyone heard from Dale? I'm worried.
Dale is here right now, man. He's typing in as we talk.
The Sunny Delight. How many copies did it sell, Stevie?
I don't know, man. I've been trying to get him on the show, but every time he worked, they got him on the late. They got him on the late shift. They got him on the late shift.
He punching that clock, man. He punching that clock.
Well, I know, but he used to could come on, but now I guess I caught him at the wrong time. I guess maybe his shift rotates or something like that. But every time I call him, he be at work, man. I'm at work, man. I can't get on.
I would be there, but I gotta do these boxes. I gotta deliver this book to Connecticut. Is anybody that read about? I don't know. Who he?
So I don't know, man. We ain't been able to have him on to pump the book. We ain't able to just before football season started, man.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So it is what it is. Dale will emerge. Dale will emerge when he's ready to emerge, and that's all I can do, brother. That's all I can do.
Well, my brother, are we on Tuesdays or Mondays? What's the new schedule? Because we haven't done anything since July.
No, I don't. No. I took a lot of days off.
Right.
And been working the 3 the hard way thing is, and I'm only doing 1 day a week right now. Gotcha. I'm only going 1 day a week right now, so everything is in rotation. And then it's like a couple of times when you was coming on, I don't think I did shows at all. So I've been going through a lot of bullshit, but it's all good.
Cool.
Ben radio shows. Now Dale just said I'll be back on Ben's radio show soon too.
Oh yeah, Ben Heather. Shout out to Ben Heather. That's Norvell Lawson. That's Norvell Lawson's brother.
Yeah, Norvell Lawson.
They look alike too.
Yeah. But other than that, man, plus I've been working Avi in. I'm trying to work Avi in. My boy Avi, trying to get him in. We are working some stuff out together. So until I start doing multiple days again, but with football season, it probably won't happen till after football season. Because Mondays is Monday Night Football, and I don't want to compete against that. And now WWE is on regular television on Tuesday nights now. So I'm going against that. Then AEW is on Wednesday nights now, because last week we were supposed to do 3 the hard way, but they you know what I'm saying, their schedule didn't. What is that, Jimmy? Does somebody call you? Is that
That's
me?
my landline going off. Don't worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a bowling tournament. Dale just said I got a bowling tournament this weekend. Stevie, my team is defending champs. We will be ready to defend our titles. I need to use Jimmy's head as a bowling ball.
Oh, yeah. That's all right, Dale. That's all right, brother. That's
Dale, you're gonna use his head. Dale said he's gonna use your head.
As a bowling ball, yeah.
Well, Dale, I'm gonna say this to you, man. I'm glad to see you active out there bowling and doing all your stuff. Because remember, I told you a few years back, I will come up there to Memphis and just run all of y'all out of the bowling alley. Okay, I'll run all of y'all out of there. I told you that a long time ago, Dale. I just ain't came through there yet. I might be coming down there for a motorcycle rally. Okay, maybe next year. Might be coming down there for that. So I better not see nobody. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's for breast cancer. That's good, Dale. Keep up the good work in the community, man. Keep up the good work. But anyway, Jimmy, what's been going on with you, brother?
Just been busy, man. I've expanded the vending machine business. So, yeah, there may be less and less time to do any shows, man. I just been trying
a few shows you wasn't. I just thought you wasn't available because you had some things going on.
Yeah,
because I guess you're working late too. You like Dale working late?
Yeah. I started doing more exams and stuff. So that's picking up. But I'm in a position where I'm trying to get to at least $500 a day with everything involved. Machines are doing about $350 a day. And
what kind of machines? What kind of vending machines do you have?
I got snack and drink machines.
Oh, okay. This regular stuff.
Yeah. So I've picked up a couple of good locations recently, and I've been trying to do less of the ride sharing because it's not what it used to be in the old days. It has just tapered off big time. There's so many.
That's it.
Yeah, there's so many illegal aliens in the country and stuff, and they
what that's got to do with ride sharing?
Because a lot of them do ride share. They can't speak the language, or they ride share. So they do. They get a card, they get a license, and you don't have to speak to anybody when you're riding.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
I used to go downtown, Stevie, at 4:30 in the morning and make a quick $100 before 9 o'clock. And those days are over. It is
really.
It is, because the ride sharing is a supply and demand type thing. If you're downtown Austin at 5 in the morning, most people are going to the airport. If there's 100 people going to the airport and only 5 drivers, then the surge goes up. So you could potentially take somebody to the airport for $20-$25. Okay.
Right.
Try doing that 4 times and see what that type of thing. But
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, now it's going all the way back down to $9 a delivery now and stuff. So it's something else. So, but I like doing it because I like running my mouth talking to people.
Right.
But when you do it for 4 hours and you made $40, it just drains you emotionally. You're like, shit,
I was going to come to Austin, man, a few weeks back, but then I got caught up with some stuff down here, and I didn't come. Some buddies of mine, we had planned to come down to Austin, but the closer it got, the more we all had different things going on.
Right.
And plus, I just can't do the jabroni gimmick. Jimmy, see, I done got used to doing things that I just can't roll like a regular fan. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. So what they were having down in Austin at the big roadway, at the what do they call some of the Americas? The big road racetrack, Circus of Americas. They was having the King of the Baggers.
Okay.
And a couple of my friends were going to go, and I was going to go with them. So I called a friend of mine named Caleb to see if he could hook me up to get us into one of the teams. Because the same company that sponsors King of the Baggers sponsored their NHRA.
All right.
So when he called me and said, Stevie, I'm having some problems, because I did call him at the last minute, you know what I'm saying? And I should have called another NHRA friend of mine, but I lost his number. A friend of mine named Matt Smith. I've had him on the show.
Okay.
And I couldn't find Matt's number. But with everything going on, I waited till the last minute to call somebody to get there. And I was like, man, I ain't going to call him with a few days to go. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bother nobody like that. So I was like, brother, I can't go down there and sit in the cheap. Jimmy, I can't come down there and sit in the cheap seats with some dude over here and his little son right here, right? I can't do that, bro. So I was like, plus I had some other stuff that came up too that I probably would have canceled out on if I, was able. What I wanted to do was go hang with the team. And I've been to racing events before, and I'm always either in the suites or down with the team.
All right.
So next year, I'll set it up way before it gets to Austin. Way before. But I will be coming to see King of the Baggers live.
Can I give an analogy?
What's that?
For what you're saying. The Essence Festival takes place in New Orleans every summer.
Right.
Okay. Well, before that, it was the Budweiser Superfest, and then
Superfest. Yes.
It just got real bad, and
I know. I've been to the Superfest. I can't remember what. It was a long time ago, though.
Yeah, it was at Ted Gormley Stadium. It'd be 10 minutes of music, 30 minutes of intermission. Anyway.
Right.
So, years later, they move it. Essence comes to New Orleans every year for their conference. They decide to kind of bring it back again and have some fun. And my girlfriend at the time, her neighbor worked for Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, you want to go to the Essence Festival? I said, no, not really. She said, he's got some backstage passes. Backstage passes? But you think you're laughing now. So shit, yeah, let's go. Because Tommy Davidson was hosting that year. And he used to do a character on In Living Color named Tibbs. Okay. And I'm backstage. I'm talking to these guys, Frank and Beverly Mays,
they was at all of them, bro. Frank and Beverly Mays at all of them.
Travis Smiley, I got to talk to him. I said, I love your work, but you talk too fast. It was just unfucking believable. The guy from Kid and Play, the one that had the hair.
That's Kid.
Okay, Kid. Okay, he's there. I mean, women all over him, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Stevie. I forgot I was there with my girlfriend. That backstage that backstage is something else. I mean, the women, the food. You gonna know this guy. Neil Smith was there.
Okay, football player.
Smith. Yeah. And I talked with him because I did an insurance exam on his dad.
Okay.
Yeah, I said I met your dad in Waggaman. He's like, yeah, oh my goodness, so blah blah blah. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You get to see those acts coming out, and after that shit was over, the following year, I did not want to go back because I couldn't get that back.
Right.
So right. I know what you're talking about. You don't want to be with the jabronis anymore.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it, Jimmy. I've been trying to think of the last time that I was a straight up smo. Long time. I can't. It was probably me and my buddy going to see Sam Houston Coliseum. This had to be in like 80 something.
Yeah.
Who was rushed? Because I used to always tease Jim Duggan about. He was they had the ring posters with the boats coming out. I don't know if you remember the ring posters. The boats came out on the other side.
Came out, yeah.
and I can't remember who Jim was working with, and they threw his head into the thing, and his head hit the boat. Yes. And I was sitting down there ringside, and I saw this. And then he would always say, yeah, you and your friends was laughing at me when I hit my but we wasn't laughing at it, man. We seen the blood come out. We was like, my homeboy was like, what was my homeboy name? I can't even remember his name. Because my brother used to always go, I don't even understand you two jokers, man. Y'all totally opposite, but y'all always hang out together. We were nothing like each other, you know what I'm saying? But I can't remember his name, man. But my homeboy goes, man, that was real. And it was. Because that boat hit him right in the head.
Yeah.
And to this day, I think that's one of the last times, man, that I had real good seats.
Right.
Somewhere in a professional. I'd had them at MMA events too, a couple of MMA events here in town that somebody gave me though. They wasn't backstage, but it was seats really, really close. You know what I'm saying? Really close.
And I'm thinking, Stevie, you're telling that story because I remember when it was the UWF, the tournament for the title. I think it was Terry Gordy that beat Jim Duggan in the finals.
This event was
just
Sam Houston College, just a house show. Sam Houston Coliseum. I don't think it was either the one man gang or cause remember Akbar had all his guys, Devastation Incorporated, and I think Jim was feuding. Was feuding with all of them. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was like, wow, man. Because when I first met.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, they played that as part of the storyline that he Gordy rammed his head to that boat and he lost so much blood that he got pinned in the match, and Gordy became the first UWF champion, and they showed it they showed it backstage, the
yeah, it was a shoot, man, and I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
But back then, I'm like, was that an accident or was that, you know what I'm saying? And I remember my buddy said, hey, man, that was real. You know what I'm saying? I was like, and we were standing up. You know what I'm saying? We were standing up. I don't know. We might have been 4 or 5 rows back, and they was outside working, I was like, wow, man, we were huge fans then. And I still remember that. And I told Jim Duggan about that. And then he started giving me the real 411 on as to what really went down. Wow.
It's so funny how you remember things too, man, because I was talking to Baby Doll in Charlotte, and her daughter was there. Her daughter looks just like her. I said, good.
Really? What's she up to nowadays?
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I said, babe, I'm not trying to, don't take it the wrong way, but I said, you got a fine ass daughter. I said, your daughter, the way she looks now is the way you looked in 1986 at the first Crockett Cup. Because it was, it was at the Superdome, and I remember her getting out of a car, and I thought, oh my gosh, boy, that woman was so fine. And she went into the files and she pulled the picture out. She says, is this the picture? From May 1986.
Wow.
Yeah, but she remember, like, I said that. Yeah, I was there. I saw you getting out the car. You were talking to Bill Watts, and she was just so pretty. And oh my God.
Who got Dog Journey into the business? Do you know?
Dick Slater went to a strip club and saw her there and got her into the business.
Okay, because I always wondered.
Gave her the name Dog Journey, and then Sting was flirting with her. It was misinterpreted, and he wound up putting Sting's face.
We all know. We all know about that story. Yeah. But I've never met Dog Journey. Then again, I'm trying to think of I might have been at some conventions and she was there, but I just never met her. I can't remember because I've met Baby Doll and Missy Hyde. I met all of them, and I know how all of those guys got into business. But I've always been perplexed by Dog Journey. Always.
Yeah.
Because you just don't see. Once she got out to business, you just didn't see her anymore.
It was so much controversy, though. She was a black woman. She was with Dick Slater. She worked as a stripper. And I don't know if this was true or not, because I don't know. But what I heard was Bill Watts' marriage broke up because he was having an affair with her.
With Dog Journey?
Yeah, I don't know how true that
Oh
was.
yeah, I think I heard that too.
Yeah.
I think I heard that. You just brought back one of the old mysteries in my head, that I heard before. Now, how true it is, I don't know either, because I never really, how in the locker rooms you hear 50,000 stories. You know what I'm saying? Some of them stick to my brain, some of them don't.
Right.
But that one you just said, I've heard that before. Now the Sting one, I've heard that a zillion times from a zillion people, because I've always like, okay, that can happen. But I ain't finna let nobody whoop my ass over no woman, Jimmy. I'm telling you that right now.
I hear that.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I done been in situations where somebody thought old Ray Dog was messing with their gal or something. First thing I tell you is this: you better go talk to your gal before you come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
It might be better for you, because when you get over here, if you cross the line, then there's no tomorrow. Not over your gal. So you need to go talk to her before you come talk to me.
Yeah.
Don't let your emotions override your intellect. I'm just gonna let you know that before I pull your fucking spleen out. Okay.
Right.
I'm just letting you know that.
Yeah.
So go talk to your gal so this won't be a misunderstanding, but in Sting's situation and Dick Slater's situation, I know some of the guys, when they start bringing a lot of girls around guys, guys gonna want to hit it. You know it.
Right.
Let's not sugarcoat it, Jimmy.
That's right. That's right.
Let's not sugarcoat it.
All right.
Guys gonna want to hit it. Now, if that's your girl, Jimmy, what's up, Avi? That's my man, the Professor Avi is out there. If that's your gal, Jimmy, I'm gonna look out for you. I'm just telling you how I am. Okay? If I know that's your girl, Jimmy, I'm gonna look out for you. Now, if that's not your girl, Jimmy, whatever she doing, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I ain't gonna say nothing. You dig what I'm saying? Now, if you just trying to push up on her, that's one thing. But if she yours, that's another. So I done been in those situations many times. Many times.
Because
other than that,
that's going to happen. That's going to happen at close proximity. Same thing on the comedy scene. It's not really boy meets girl. A boy comic sees girl comic doing comedy. He wants to hit it. And I'm like, no, leave that pussy alone. And that's because it's going to blow up in your face. Leave that. Don't bring your girlfriends to a comedy show. Me and another guy talk about this shit all the time. Don't bring these. Man, they don't even know how to do comedies. Exactly. Don't bring them to that, because when they're in that environment, that's what's going to happen. You ever seen the movie Rockstar? With
yes.
Mark? Okay.
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah. He said, "Look, leave your girlfriend at home. There's too much pussy."
Right.
You're not gonna resist it. Oh no, it'll be okay. And she come to see him. He come out there tucking his shirt in. I thought we was going to meet in Seattle. She says, "This is Seattle."
Yeah, but see, in the wrestling business, first of all kinds of entertainment, whether it be comedy, whether it be acting, whether it be rock stars, whether it be whatever,
right?
I think the most, just hound dogs is in the wrestling business.
Absolutely.
Now, when they started bringing women around professional wrestling, look how many wrestlers have hooked up and got married to other female wrestlers over the years. Because it's one thing you got in common. Have you noticed birds of a feather flock together? If you go around people, I've been in the physical fitness, world for years. Have you ever noticed people from that world gravitate to each other?
Absolutely.
And like you put wrestlers around women wrestlers, or put women around, they gravitate toward each other. Have you ever noticed the kind of people that wrestlers gravitate toward strippers like Dick Slater? Okay? They gravitate because look at, they all got the same hours and they entertaining people late at night. You sleep in the day and you work at night, like an undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or maybe a werewolf or Dracula or something. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you got something in common with people, you gravitate toward them. Right. So when you bring your girl around a bunch of guys, don't be surprised what may happen. That's all I'm saying. I done seen it 1,000 times. I remember the Nitro girls, brother, golly. And I was cool with so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, I can't talk about it on the show, okay?
Right.
I can't talk about what I want to talk about, but you know where I'm going with this. You've been around the business enough to know. Ladies and gentlemen out there that's listening to us talk right now on Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Certain things I can't talk about and certain things I can't reveal. But as it pertains to this subject we're talking about, just use your imagination. That's all you got to do. Use your imagination.
Yeah. And even besides the the nighttime life and all that kind of stuff, on regular jobs, why these affairs happen on regular jobs? Because that's your office wife. You see her at her best. Then y'all end up going to lunch together, and then happy hour. Who's ever going to happy hour for one fucking hour? And one thing leads to another. One thing leads to yes. That because you see the best side of that person. And y'all doing the same type of work and blah blah blah.
Right. But, that's that commonality, Jimmy, that I was just talking about. That's that commonality.
And something you say, people, you can't talk about it here, but you'd be surprised. But a lot of men would be surprised. That girl did what? Because we put him on a pedestal. It's like Magic Johnson saying when he came out with the AIDS. He says, I'd be in an office building someplace, and a woman would say, I want you. I ain't wearing no panties. They go into the prom closet. Right. Now, if you saw the woman that went to the prom closet, you would say, oh, there's no way in the world she would do that.
Right.
No. Right. Women get horny too.
But see, a lot of people don't realize that, Jimmy. Right. Because they have not been educated. Like I told you, Jimmy, I came up around pimps and hoes. I got educated on women at 15 years of age. I mean, not the puppy love gimmicks. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the real stuff. And I'm like, oh, wow. I never knew that. Well, I know it now. Right. So and this is something, let me tell you something, Jimmy. This is true shit right here. I've never, and this is why I've never on my job ever went out. I never had affairs on my job, any job I ever had. And I never did nothing when I was in the wrestling business. You know why? Because I was educated on the world at a very young age. And I could tell you some stories right now, Jimmy, that people that look like me didn't think like me. And guess what happened to them, Jimmy?
Right.
Jimmy, see, Jimmy, I need my paper, baby. You dig? I need my paper. Because see, the rules for these guys are not the rules for this guy.
Right.
You dig? Now, I'm going to tell you something, Jimmy. Do you?
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I will, if you young guy coming into business, I'm going to pull you to the side and I'm going to give you the real 411. Now, it's up to you to listen or not. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Because this fantasy world and all these people you think are your friends, really and truly, Jimmy, they're really not your friends.
Well, no, it's a competition like anything. You know
what I'm saying? Yeah. Not so much as a competition, baby, just because your very existence. That's the part people don't understand. Your very existence can be the biggest detriment to you, and you don't even know it.
You know it, yeah.
That's why I've always,
what's a good example of that? I'm didn't mean to cut you off, but it just popped up in my head. I wish you could get him on the show one day. Derek Dukes. He found out he was in the AWA.
I remember Derek Dukes.
Yeah, Derek Dukes, black kid.
Yeah.
And I heard him on one of those internet shows. He says, "Yeah, I found out that people that said they had my best interest at heart really didn't." Exactly. Exactly. See, he could tell some good stories up there. Now he probably won't, do it, but he could tell some stories, man.
Yeah. But that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Don't get behooved by the facade. Everything is not as it seems.
Yeah.
But like I said, that's why you ain't never seen me getting mixed up in nothing.
Right.
Because I know, baby, I'm straight off the corner, bro. And I know this world. I used to work for this world before I got into this world. And it is what it is.
Right.
But like I always say, baby, I'm like Dorothy. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And see, that's what I'm trying to get back home. But Jimmy, when I go back home, I want to have a nice paycheck with me. Can you dig it? That's my whole demeanor. I got to get to pay for it. Then I go home. Y'all can do what y'all want.
Yeah.
I ain't going to get caught up in this, bro. Because once it gets you, it don't let you go.
Don't let you go. Yeah. And that's what that's what Jim Duggan talks about. He probably talked about it on your show. Jim Duggan said, "No, I've been married since 1984. I ain't never."
And I know his wife.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Now she was involved with an angle, but that was the end. So you never saw it after that. You know what I'm saying? But
well, see, what Jim didn't tell you though is when I wouldn't trust him driving. I don't know if I ever told you this. Me and Jim would go out on the road sometime. Okay. Well, you know me, Jimmy, man. I'm the kind of guy that sits back and watches everybody. Okay. I'm gonna make sure Jimmy ain't over here fucking up. Well, I got to get his ass out of here before the cops throw his ass in jail. I'm gonna make sure you all right, Jimmy. I'm watching you, even though you don't know I'm watching you.
Right.
That's the way I was when I went out with the guys, and that was very seldom because I don't really want I really didn't like going out with the guys. I like going out with, let's say if I'm coming to Austin and I know you, Jimmy, I'm gonna call you, Jimmy, and say, "Hey, how many tickets you need, Jimmy? I'm coming to Austin on May the 5th. Hey, man, I need 4 tickets. Okay, we'll call Jimmy. Now after the show, Jimmy, come pick me up in my hotel, okay? And you take me out, okay? I'd rather be around you than the guys I work with because I know I'm going to be okay. And I know you're going to take me around people that's going to take care of me. Do that make sense?
Absolutely, man.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, I used to go out with Jim every now and then, and, he want to go to the strip club. Okay, I'm driving. I always drive. I don't care who I'm going out with, even my brother. I'm driving, okay? And then everybody want to get messed up at the bar. But see, what he didn't tell people is that I'm watching him as he's throwing his hair up with no shirt on, with 5 girls around him, 6 girls in the middle. And I got to come get him out of this and say, "Okay, Jimmy, that's enough. We got to go." See, you don't tell that story. I don't think I've ever told that story. Well, that was a few times, you know what I'm saying? And I had to get him out of here, you know what I'm saying? Because he lit, and the girls that robbed him of all his per diem. All the per diem was gone, brother.
Residual income. The residual income is gone.
And they just having fun, man. And I'm sitting there watching this like, this dude, man. Let's go, man. No shirt on in the middle, but they let him get away with it because he's Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
And he always got fanny pack, Zubars. He dressed for stuff like this.
Right.
So it was this other club. I'm putting his business in the street now. Since you brought up Jim Duggan, I'm going to put his business in the street. You know what I'm saying? Married since 1984. Yeah, they look at married since 84. Yeah, that's because you didn't get caught. You know, because you had a radar. You had a radar taking care of you. You know what I'm saying?
I love the white boys go out like them bachelor parties and they get crunk. Show your tits, baby.
Yeah. Hey, this is crazy, man. Like I say, some of the real stories, the real crazy stories, I can't tell, and most guys can't tell. You know what I'm saying? But
Stevie.
Bro,
Steve, come over here. What's your name?
Yeah. Hey, dog. Leave me out of it, brother. You know what I'm saying? My name Bennett, and ain't even much in it.
They pick a black girl. Oh my God, you look like Holly Berry. What's your name? Oh, hey Bob, come see her. Doesn't she looks like Gabrielle Union, doesn't she?
Oh my God.
Bro, they get crunk, man.
They get. I'm like, Jimmy, I like having a good time. You dig? I like having a good time. I'm no different than nobody else, but golly, baby. I mean, damn. But so he didn't tell you about, okay, it was this club in Atlanta, man, called Rupert's. I'll never forget it, man. And Jimmy, when I tell you, you would have loved this place. It was huge. It was 2 stories. When I say talent, I mean, people like Ric Flair used to go here.
Oh, yeah.
People like Ric Flair used to go here. And he would come out. I remember Rick coming out during the interview. I'm going to Rupert's. I'm going to Rupert's the night after the show. I remember him doing that, man. So I'm telling you, brother, when I say talent, this was one of the baddest clubs, Jimmy, I ever been in my life. And I've been in clubs all over the place. This place had a live band. I'm talking about the most beautiful women you ever see. I'm talking about all races and creeds, man. Super cool people. Everybody dressed nice. So me and my brother go in here one night. You know, like I said, this club looked like something you see in a movie set that they done built a club. You know what I'm saying? So guess who we run into? Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh!
And now, dog, in this club, you don't belong here, okay? You don't meet the standards, dog. You got to guess what he got on? Well, apparently, we didn't know this at the time. The manager guy didn't like Jim Duggan because he come in with the sneakers, Zubas, fanny pack, and a t-shirt, and they got to let him in because what? He Jake Joe Jim Duggan. Right. But me and my brother in here, man, we fly, dog. This is where we come from. And then we seen these guys over here. We seen Jim Duggan from a distance. There's a lot of people in here. We seen Jim from a distance over here. We go, hey, man, there go Jim Duggan. And my brother go, where? I said, there he is right there. Then we see these guys because, all the guys working the club, they dress nice, with the blazers and stuff on. They like surrounding him. They're surrounding him. And then me and my brother looking at it like, hey, man, something going on. And then we walk up and like, yeah, what's up, Jim? What's up? And looking at them guys, and Jim was like, hey, he. And we like, yeah, Jim, what's up, man? And we're looking, then the dudes kind of back off. And he was like, those guys about to get him, man. If me and my brother hadn't walked up, I think they would have threw him out of there like they did on Beverly Hills Cop when they threw Eddie Murphy through the window. They was about to do Jim like that, brother. And then, because you can see something wasn't right from a distance, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can see something ain't right, man. First of all, this dude, something don't look right, man. They about to Eddie Murphy Jim, man. I think they must have told him, man, stop coming in here dressed like a hobo, man, or something like that.
Like he got dressed in a Salvation Army drop box.
Yeah, man. Oh my God, I love that club. And it was right next door to this hip hop club that a bunch of rappers and stuff went to, all in the same parking lot. I came 329 or something. Matter of fact, it was a group at one time took the name of that club, 329 or something like that. This back in the 90s. Yeah, this true story, bro. See, I've been married since 1984. He don't tell these stories, okay? He don't tell these stories. You know what I'm saying? Jim is not as innocent as he professed to sound. I'm telling you right now. He doesn't. But that's my boy. That's my boy. That's my man, 50 grand, bro.
That close proximity does that, man, because I've always wondered, you know, in the man's bed now, so I don't say anything bad about it, but I was like, how did Eddie Gilbert marry Missy Hyde and Medusa? You know what I'm saying?
But going back to what we was talking about. But if you see what I'm saying, I'm going to tell you something, bro. I've never met one single solitary female in my life that understood my life as a professional wrestler. Not one. Everything they know is from the outside. You know what I'm saying? But if you're around somebody that's in the same thing that you into, I mean, that's heaven, man. That's heaven. That they can understand every single solitary thing that you do on a daily basis as to how this business works, man.
Yeah, there was no doubt that Vince McMahon's daughter would marry somebody in the business. No doubt, you know.
No doubt.
Yeah, you knew that.
No doubt. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Especially these strange topsy-turvy. It's like the circus, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like the circus or something like that. You know, people in the circus, it's a world within itself. And you're in that world. So when you can meet somebody that knows something about that world and y'all relate, bruh.
Yeah.
That's why we see it a lot.
And like you say, you hear a lot, people say a lot of things. Like I'll tell you real quickly, there was a comic here in this market. You're a nice guy, you know, show ends up late, you have a beer and blah, blah, blah. A little camaraderie, you know. And I would do a little bit. Right. I'm not gonna lie to you, but man, one day I found out that this guy done fucked 40 chicks on the scene. I'm like, that's too much for me to know. You know what I'm saying? That's this business, but you know, yeah, I hit this one. Then you hear another. I'm like, yeah, oh shit, yeah, because then the way I interacted with them was different. After I knew he fucked them, you know, does that make any sense? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm like, let me just cut this shit off. I'll do a set. I'm out of here. I stop there socializing because that's what happens. That you know, again, you know, you go to happy hour. When has happy hour ever lasted 1 hour?
Right.
Never. You know, and then
never.
Go over and get some dinner and this, that, and the other, all that kind of stuff. One thing leads to another. You know, that's the thing. How does one thing lead to another? It does.
Brother, when you're around it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just like I was on YouTube one day, and I don't know. I guess porn stars are having conversations now. I guess porn stars got, you know, like podcasts just like we do and stuff like. And I ran across a porn star podcast, and you got to do nothing but click on it one time. Next time you turn your YouTube on, you got 50,000 things on there that's got something to do with porn stars or whatever. So I'm looking at this one deal that popped up, and it was talking about couples in the porn business. You know what I'm saying? Couples that are married in the porn business, the girl and the guy. And so many women that are in the porn business, the guy that they date are from that business also. So I'm listening to him talk on the podcast about that. And one girl was asking some other girls about their dating life, you know, and they said it was too hard to date, you know what I'm saying, somebody that's not in this business. It's too hard because they, you know what I'm saying, they don't get it. So I start listening to that, and I'm like, what shit, that's pro wrestling 101. That's pro wrestling. So that's that world that you're not from, but somebody in that world with you from the opposite sex. Boom, y'all get along like crazy. I ain't got to ask you about something I'm curious about. I already know about it.
Yeah.
Because you're in the business just like I am. And I was like, wow, I didn't know it was that many married couples. You know, they started showing them. I didn't know them, you know, but they started showing them and stuff like that. And the girls, their management is the guy that they're going with or married to or something like that. So I'm like, this stuff goes hand in hand with different things in the entertainment business.
Yeah, that's why Boogie Nights was a damn good movie. I didn't think I would like it, but it was a damn good movie because it illustrated all of that. You know, just what you're saying and how it bleeds into real life. Don Cheadle is trying to get a loan. He got Snow White sitting next to him, and the banker's looking at him. First of all, to see the two, that ain't gonna work. And second of all, the guy's like, you're a pornographer. We can't do any business with you.
Right.
You know, it was a damn good movie about how that
damn good movie, man.
Yeah,
damn good movie.
It really was, man. Good old roller girl, you know. But yeah, man, you know, it's when you do.
And it probably was like this in roller derby too.
Roller derby.
I said it probably was like this in roller derby too. We just nobody did the movie about roller derby.
Yeah. Wasn't that big in the 70s or something? Late 70s, roller derby. Yeah.
Ah, man, when I was a kid, I loved roller derby, man. Pro wrestling, roller derby, man. You couldn't get me away from the television, bro.
Did they have leagues on roller derby or just?
Huh?
Did they have leagues or just one big group?
Well, I don't really know how. That was a work too. That was a work on roller skates.
Yeah.
It was a work on roller skates. But what I'm saying is, the reason I bring that up because you had the men's division,
okay,
and then you had the women's division. You see what I'm saying? And they all around each other all the time. So that's why I said probably was the same thing going on in roller derby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I tell you, man.
You know,
it's something else this world, man. How people come together and gravitate towards each other. You know.
Yeah.
But, you know, and you know, look, I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't meet you. I'm not talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't bump into me at a gas station and say, I want to do a podcast with him. You know, just, you know, we at the same place and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, man, I bet you could tell some stories that you can't tell on this.
Can't tell them, Jimmy. I can't tell the real stuff, man. You know, we did I was doing a signing last week in San Antonio with Ernest Miller and Buff Bagwell.
Oh, okay. Y'all buddies now. You and Buff?
I mean, we addressed our situation. Yeah. Put it like that. You know, I'm not a hateful guy. I'm not
a San Antonio to see you, man. Shit. I came out of San Antonio. I didn't know you was that close.
I drove down. Because I charged the guy a certain amount of money. Right. So instead of getting an airplane ticket, I'd rather put that toward my payoff. You know what I'm saying? So I drove down, and I haven't driven a long distance in a while, Jimmy. I think the furthest I've driven in a while, maybe 80 miles or something like that. Well, you know, that was close to 200 miles. And, man, Jimmy, I was wore out, man, when I got back home, bro. But anyway, we addressed our problem.
Huh? Yeah, you're not doing it a lot. That's why.
Exactly. I'm not built for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it's like when I drive up to Dallas to see my family or something like that. I'm not working. You see what I'm saying? I'm not working. I'm just sitting on somebody's couch, you know, watching television or something like that. So you're not working. But working where you gotta take pictures with people and sign autographs and you sitting within a mall for 2 days. This is a 2-day gimmick. We're in a mall for 2 days. And but anyway. Huh?
You stood in the hotel?
Yeah. I stayed at a hotel for a couple of days. Friday night and Saturday night. So, but we were talking about, us three were talking about different things that I hadn't even thought about in years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because what's in Cat's mind is one thing, what's in Bagwell's mind is another, and we started talking about different things and stuff like that. It was pretty interesting though, man. We had a good time, and like I said, we addressed what my issue was. But you know me, Jimmy, I'm not a hateful person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just going to, I don't care who you are. If you say something out of line, you know me, I'm address it, bro, straight up. So that's what the cat was like worried about. I'm like, no, brother. Hey man, I'm coming to get my money.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm coming to get my money.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt what you're saying there, but just quickly, since we hadn't done this in a while, Deborah said to tell you hello.
Who?
Deborah McMichael. I saw her.
Oh,
I saw her in Charlotte, and we were talking, and she's a very interesting person. She said she had no idea Jesse Ventura was a wrestler. So, yeah, Jesse became governor. It's like, oh, I didn't know all of that.
Well, yeah, I realize some of these people got into wrestling not in the conventional way.
I know.
So they really don't know the history of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people like that, you know. Matter of fact, I still talk about that with Ernest to this day.
Yeah.
When we're talking about things and I bring up things, I say how you look at things, you know, you didn't get into this business in a conventional way. So you're never going to look at it like someone that got into it like I got into it.
Yeah.
If you see what I'm saying. You never will, Jimmy. You know, or someone like Dog Journey. You know, she never aspired to be in professional wrestling. You meet a professional wrestler, and all of a sudden you in professional wrestling.
Right.
Well, that don't mean you ever knew anything about it other than the word.
Yeah.
Now you're just doing what you're told in a performance on a daily basis.
Yeah. And sometimes that's the best way to success, because Sting had no idea about pro wrestling until someone talked to him about marketing and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
He had no idea. I you know, him and Jim went to Memphis, and Eddie told him, yeah, you guys are big and strong, but you ain't gonna make any money in this business.
Right. and that probably was the way Sting took one approach. Yeah. Jim Hellwig took another approach.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody like Jim, I don't know this 100%, but I'm just putting my 2 cents in. He probably never really loved professional wrestling.
Oh, no.
Other than what it could do for him. So that's why once he got the big push, you know, that's why he was maybe, I'm not saying this 100%, but maybe that's why he was so difficult to work with.
Oh, absolutely.
Because now I'm doing this for business. I don't respect the guys. I don't know any of these guys. I was a bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't know who Lou Thesz was, Dory Funk Jr. He knows nothing about that. So absolutely, I can imagine him being difficult to work with and wanting $1 million and all this kind of stuff. Yeah,
I'll hold you up if you don't put $1 million or $500,000 into my account. I'm not coming out.
But can you blame them? You know,
I'm not talking about blame or not blame. What I'm talking about is people coming into the business in an unconventional way. They will never look at it like Wahoo McDaniel, Ernie Ladd, Dick Slater, you know, Dutch Mantel. They'll never look at it like those guys.
Yeah, never heard of Tommy Valentine. Never, you know,
right.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So they approach it the same way they approach everything else. And they will never be one of the guys.
Never.
They would never be one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? That's that anomaly guy over there that we got to all take care of because of the promoter.
Yeah, but you know what they saw, Stevie? And Tony Atlas said this years ago. See, you are your own brand.
Right.
That's what it comes down to. And you get to that, look, you're going to protect your brand. So, no, you're not going to have any camaraderie with these guys, and you're not going to understand a lot of things. And, you know, so, sure, you know, they just, you know.
Well, some guys turn into that guy.
Yeah.
But some guys don't.
Right.
And they will always have a little disdain for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm gonna try to use it as much as my boy Flex just said something. You are professional wrestling. You are professional wrestling, brother. One of the greatest to leave a historic record of events that will last true fans and philosophers of the sport for decades to come. I appreciate that, John Flex. Appreciate that, Flex. My boy Flex out there watching. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So this just like how many people we've known. I was listening to Michael Pare's story. The actor, Michael Pare.
Okay.
Never had any aspirations to be an actor. Working at a restaurant one day, and the girl come in and say, "Have you ever thought about acting or modeling?" "Oh, no." "Here go my number. Give me a call sometime." He followed up on it. He's working in New York at a restaurant. Girl started helping him out. The rest is history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Start making, tell him to take acting classes and stuff like that, this, that, and the other. And, the guy went on to have a pretty good career.
Yeah.
But that's not that guy that was at Juilliard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And his parents paying all this money for him to learn how to sing and dance and this, that, and the other. He wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
But he became a guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you ever hear the Will Smith story?
With Quincy Jones?
Yeah. He's over at Quincy Jones' house. They just shooting the shit, and the next thing you know, Quincy's calling up this one and that one, and they go do a damn show. And he said, and all these people that showed up, no one said, "Can you act?"
Wait a minute. DTA says OJ Simpson and Roots. Where you been, DT?
Oh, I think he did stuff before that, huh?
Man, OJ been acting since he was at USC. Talking about Roots. Roots was in what, 76, 77?
Yeah.
OJ started acting in the late 60s. Talking about.
Yeah, huh? I saw he was uncredited, but I saw him in an episode of Adam 12.
And remember he was doing a lot of TV shows. Remember he was on Marcus Welby, MD, right. That shit.
I take that back. It was an episode of Dragnet. They were recruiting black guys to be police officers, and they had them in a room interviewing them. And OJ was one of the guys. He asked the question, and I'm like, look at OJ, but. Yeah, but he was uncredited in that particular episode. And Juice was taking acting classes. He already knew what he was going to do. Yeah, 68. Yeah, like
Juice in the Towering Inferno. What DT talking about? You didn't see the Towering Inferno?
But this DT guy, he may not, just like we just said. Some people don't know about this one and that one and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He may only know Juice from First and 10. You remember First and 10?
I forgot all about it until right now.
Oh, it was a good show, man. That was a good show, man. First and 10. OJ left a black wife for a white woman in First and 10, and it was no big deal.
Did it really play it out in real life? I tried to tell the Juice, man, no, Juice, don't do it. It never ends well, Juice.
You remember that storyline? He had a black wife, and he left her, and blah blah blah. Oh my goodness!
Oh God!
That was a good show. The first 2 seasons, man. First and 10 was awesome, man. It was. Awesome.
Oh man!
Wait, did you ever see Winning Time? Did you ever get a chance to look at that?
Which one?
Winning Time. It's an HBO series about the Lakers.
You know what?
You gotta watch it, Stevie.
No. Russo turned me on to it.
You gotta watch.
Russo turned me on to it, but I never for some reason on Sunday nights. It came on Sundays, right?
No, I don't know when it came on. I have HBO on demand, so I could look at
it.
Okay.
Okay. I thought it came on. I seen episodes, Jimmy, but I would catch it like halfway through. So I don't really know what's going on.
It's so.
But I did catch some episodes, but not from the beginning to the end. I never did that. But Russo watched it religiously. He loved it.
Oh, you gotta watch it, man. Did you see the episode where he doesn't want to play for the new coach? They gave him this $25 million contract, and Jerry Buss says, look, OJ, look, Magic, you're making all this money now. Say, listen, the girls are coming over. So it was the Los Angeles, the Raiders, the chili.
Right. And
when the girls come in, that big old goofy ass face smiled from ear to asshole. He forgot all about his problem.
My ball, obviously, for sure entertainment, it's great. But when it comes down to facts, well, when you're doing TV, brother, you can't really put the facts out there. You got to Hollywood it up. Other than that, I don't want to watch it. I want to,
Magic, Kareem. What's the guy married to Debbie Allen? He's a basketball player. Noam Nixon. They hate the series, Pat Riley, because it was probably true.
Well, the thing is, man, when you're doing stuff like that, you can't. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah. If you really do television about something that's not entertaining, nobody's going to watch it. They got it. How many people hated? How many people hated The Last Dance?
Right.
A documentary that everything is pretty much down to Michael Jordan's word as to what we're going to put in and what we're not going to put in.
Right.
And the guys were like, I heard Scottie Pippen saying, well, all the focus was on him, not the team. Right. And when I watched it, I was like, he's 100% right. But he don't do the editing and everything. Just give me the money, baby. You see, at the end of the day, a lot of those guys what's the guy named Luke? What's the guy named from Australia? Is that Luke Longley?
Luke Longley. I'm not familiar with him.
Yeah, Avi, tell me. Avi, is Luke Longley the one from Australia? Do you know that guy doesn't even talk to Michael Jordan? There you go. Avi just said Luke Longley. I know. Yeah. Do you know that guy won't even talk to him? Say he hated it. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You're looking at somebody else's outlook as to how this goes. It ain't necessarily wrong. It ain't necessarily right, but it's got to be entertaining. We got to take something that's true and Hollywood it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody like, I never said that. I never thought that. Well, that's what Hollywood says you did.
Well, it only ran 2 seasons. And if you have HBO on demand, you can look at it any time.
Okay. Real Cool just said Mike didn't care. And I can understand that. And I got into it with Russo. I said, brother, I've been watching this documentary. And I say, they not fooling me. I said, that whole thing. Wait a minute. Mike apologized to Luke. Yeah, I saw that after all the shit that came out. Did a segment about Luke Longley's documentary. Yeah, I saw that, Mel. Yeah. How many years late, though? Go to show you right there what's up. But anyway, I'm like, that whole thing to me was a way to pretty much convince people and brainwash people, because most people can't think for themselves. They need somebody like the Dutchman thinking for them. That's the gangster Dutch Schultz. I heard him say that in a movie. you know, to make especially young people believe, to keep this thing going, that Michael Jordan is the best basketball player ever. That whole thing was for that. And everybody was at home. Everybody was matter of fact, me and Russo just had Jonathan Coachman on the podcast last week. And this came up. And Jonathan Coachman and I and Russo was talking about this. And I said, not only that, what people don't remember is this. 7 p.m. every Sunday night for 6 weeks. You're trying to indoctrinate young people so Nike can keep this thing going and sell all these shoes, which is cool. That's just business. But at the end of the day, a lot of people didn't know. You're talking about HBO. HBO had a series out, a documentary called The Atlanta Child Murders that came on at the exact same time that nobody even saw because that documentary was on ESPN.
Yeah.
Exact same time every Sunday night. Now, what I would do on my DVR, I would tape one and watch the other one. And then go back and watch the other one later.
Right.
Because I wanted to see it, and it went back and forth. I don't know why I did that. Then again, I might have been taping both of them. I can't even remember. But yeah. And I was so enthralled with the Atlanta child murders because I remember it like it was yesterday. It started in 1979 and it didn't end till 1981. And this was the talk of America between 79 and 81, the Jimmy Carter years.
They
The
canceled
talk of
Halloween.
America.
Yeah, they canceled Halloween one year in Atlanta because they didn't want.
Yeah, because the whole world was afraid.
Yeah.
But if you watch that documentary, oh my God, they got deep into what this whole thing was about. They got really knee deep into it. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So much evidence out there. What was the guy named Wayne? God, I can't think of his last name. It is so much evidence out there, Jimmy, that this guy didn't do it. The guy ain't but 5'1". And one guy that was supposedly killed was my size. 6'3", close to 200 pounds. How some little punk like this gonna overpower a man like that? And that's what the people studying the thing was like. Some of this don't make sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, be that as it may. Wayne Williams. Thanks, DT. Thanks, Avi. I can always remember his name, Wayne, because one of my best friends growing up down the street from me was named Wayne. And still remember him. But anyway, yeah. So I'm like, it took away from something that is historic in this country, because that went on from 1979 to 1981. Then you got all the politicians involved. You see what I'm saying? All the politics. You know, I'm trying to get reelected. Then you got police chiefs involved. Then you got DAs involved. Then you got, you know what I'm saying, prosecute. All these different people in Atlanta. This is affecting everything that you guys do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. So we talked about that. Me and Coach was like, brother, I didn't even know that. I said, a lot of people don't know it. And the reason I knew it, because I knew about it before, because the Jordan thing documentary was supposed to be on Netflix. Okay. But they changed it over to ESPN when the pandemic came.
Oh, they put it on ESPN?
When the pandemic came. So everybody was what? At home.
Well, yeah, I guess.
Like my boy Avi said, they just want to close the case. Avi, you 100% right. And that's what the people that was making that documentary was talking about. They just want to put it on somebody and get it over with. Because that little dude, he was worse than Jack the Ripper. You let them tell it. But this little punk ain't got no history of violence. Not that mean anything, but the whole world looking at this and you still doing it and getting away with it, if you know what I'm saying. You still doing it. And the car he drove was a kind of car that he had made. No, I'm going to put it like this. And Jimmy, you knows this. A lot of you guys out there listening, you might not know this. But it ain't no way you going to roll through black neighborhoods, kidnap people, and don't nobody know who you are. It ain't no way. and he don't have a second car. If I seen your car one time in my neighborhood, brother, I'm gonna know that car for the forever. The way he had his car fixed up, because he was a DJ, so he had all his different gimmicks and stuff all over his. It ain't no way you riding around stealing people and don't nobody know nothing, bro. Not this little dude. But
ain't that the truth? And you are spot on, because during the insurance exams, you go into certain areas. People, who you looking for?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it because they live right there. They don't go anywhere else. They know. Miss Jenkins, she'll be on the third floor. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah, they ain't nothing else going on. So, everybody that's in that little area. You are spot on about that, man.
Yeah, in no way. That's what when you listen to people talk that we've never heard talk before. When you listen to some of the mothers talk about their kids and things that so much of it, Jimmy, just didn't add up.
Of course not.
So much of it. We do not run in circles in our neighborhoods like Jack the Ripper. We ain't built like that, because he gonna get caught to go on from 1979 to 1981 and don't nobody know nothing, like Nino Brown said on New Jack City. Don't nobody see nothing or know nothing.
Go to man? What?
Christopher Williams?
You know what I'm saying? I never did like you anyway, you pretty motherfucker.
Oh, that's my man. I just had to do a thing today, Jimmy, because we're shooting this pilot in Atlanta at the beginning of next month, and they sent me a survey to fill out so they can know more about you and your character. And one of the questions on there, Jimmy, was, if someone played you in a movie, if an actor could play you in a movie, who would it be? You know who I said?
Nino Brown.
Wesley Snipes. Even though he's only 5'7", he can play a guy 6'5".
I would pick I think it's Michael Jaleel White. He's kind of karate guy.
Michael Jai White.
There you go. I would play
Actually, I'm working on getting him on the show.
Yeah, I would play him to pick you.
Everybody keeps saying the guy looks just like me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working on getting him on the show, Jimmy.
Yeah, mannerisms. No. Yeah. So seriously, I think
right.
That's right. Absolutely. See, and
my boy Real Cool said Wesley too damn short. Then we're just gonna get other short people in the movie. That's all we're gonna do. Everybody in Hollywood is short.
What about the guys in the Von Erich movie? Those guys were all short.
I didn't like the depict. I didn't like certain. I thought the Kerry guy and the Kevin guy should have been inverted.
I know. You say you say he should have played Kerry instead of playing.
I'm just saying the muscle guy ain't him. The muscle guy is Kerry. Did I ever tell you about when we went to the Virgin Islands with those guys?
No shit. Damn. Wow.
Yeah. I can't tell you none of the stories on the show today. But, if I could, I would. But
did you ever meet Kerry Von Erich's daughter?
Lacey?
Yeah.
Power on.
When she was little.
Bluetooth.
I saw her at the convention.
Yeah. But what happened to her?
It's a fine young
is she still working?
I don't know if she's wrestling or not, but she's very nice.
Yeah, because she's a beautiful girl.
Woo!
Yeah. Matter of fact, man, she's been out there for a minute now. Because I remember I seen Kevin in Jersey, and I took my daughter with me to Jersey. I think my daughter was still in high school.
Yeah.
And Kevin came up to me and said, Stevie, what's going on? Is that your daughter? And I go, yeah, man. And, my daughter's not familiar with them, but he was like, yeah, Carrie's daughter is Lacey. I said, yeah, man, I've seen her, man. Good for her. And he was like, did you ever tell your daughter about the time we got ran off this island in the Virgin Islands.
Oh,
And my daughter's looking at me like, what? And I was like, no, I'll tell you about it later, baby.
I don't.
That was
You
funny.
didn't tell, no, I think you told it to you and Sonny were talking about. I remember hearing it. So yeah, but not on our platform. So all right, buddy, we gotta wrap it up, man.
Okay, brother, that's what I was looking at right now. Hey, all the guys out there that's watching on YouTube or that's watching right now on Facebook, man, I gotta get out of here. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Well, Jimmy, another great show, man. But we're not gonna let we're not gonna let the innocence of Jim Duggan go by. Okay, we ain't gonna do that. You know, he ain't as innocent as he professed to be.
I was married in '84. All right, but hey, man, let's try to maybe you can do something. You can do something the election night or something like that, you know. But
election night.
There you go. That'd be good time.
Wait a minute, Jimmy. You just put something in my brain, man.
Yeah.
You just put something in my brain, man.
If you do a live feed that would be hilarious. The results.
A live feed on election night.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Just you by yourself, just doing commentary. You know, it would just be.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. What night is election night on this year?
The first
like
Tuesday,
a Tuesday?
Yeah, first.
That's what I thought. A Tuesday.
Yeah.
Brother Jimmy, you might have just dropped a bug in my ear, bro.
Hey, you should seriously. All Stevie races, all night starting at 8 o'clock. It would be hilarious, and a winner be declared by 11 o'clock, and you'd be, God damn it. It would just be, just do you, okay, man? So, all right, buddy.
Okay, everybody out there. Appreciate everybody hanging with the big train again. And my man, Jimmy Tibbs. Jimmy Tibbs in the house again. We haven't had him in a while, but he's here tonight. But for my man, Jimmy Tibbs, I'm Stevie Ray. And Jimmy, any last words?
Be one.
Be one, everybody. Peace. See you next time.